Today is just gonna be a simple story time, and today's story time is going to be how I found out I was pregnant. Okay, so I found out I was pregnant in October of 2000 and 2016. Yes, 2016, because he was born March the 7th, 2017. He was 6 pounds 7 ounces. He was born at 250, 240. Because I had gave him eviction notice. Like, it was just time to go. Like, Kingston, I can't do it anymore. It's time to go. But anyways, I found out I was pregnant in October. When I found out I was pregnant, I was going on 5 months pregnant. I know you like, how you not know? Like, y'all, when I say I was like carrying this baby in my back, in my butt, like, I noticed nothing. So I had a boyfriend at the time, and at the time we were hanging out and everything, and he had my mama, she was like, are you pregnant, like, she kept accusing me, but this wasn't like nothing new of her. This wasn't nothing new of her asking, am I pregnant, am I pregnant, am I pregnant? So I was like, no, how would I be pregnant? I'm on birth control. Which, yes, you guys, I was on birth control. So she was like, I think you're pregnant, I think you need to take a test, blah, 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 blah. And at the time, it was going in one ear and out the other. It was just nothing to entertain him, nothing to do this. So, we had went to Rabs, which is this barbecue joint in Ruston. And, I had got a load of baked potato. We had parked the car, and I was like, okay, we're going to eat outside or whatever. We're going to have a nice little family time. We're going to talk. My little boy. It's my little boy. But anyways, we were like, okay, we're going to have family time. We're going to talk and everything else. And, you know, and me, not thinking anything of it, like, I was eating. And at the time, it was like freezing cold outside. It was cold. And I was eating. I was stuffing my face and everything. And I had, like, not even 5 minutes later, I had threw up. I threw up everywhere. She was like, oh yeah, you're pregnant. We're getting your pregnancy test. And she took me to my boyfriend's house. I was like, okay, I don't care. So I was explaining the situation to him. He was like, do you think you're pregnant? I said, no, not at all. I was like, when I be showing, I wouldn't be having a period. But one thing led to another, and she never got the pregnancy test. I had a doctor's appointment coming up, and in my doctor's appointment, I had to get a pap smear, just to check and make sure I didn't have any STDs or anything, which I was clear. Let's get that for the record. I was clear. But they were like, it's something we have to tell you. And I was like, what is it? And they was like, you're pregnant. Y'all must have busted out laughing so fast. My mama said y'all to this, didn't she? Like, no, you're pregnant. I said, you need to go do that pregnancy test again. So I gave more urine, and they did the pregnancy test again. And they were like, no, you're pregnant. And it was only, at this doctor's office, like, only one nurse that I trusted. And she came in, she was like, no, honey, you're pregnant. Y'all, when I say I broke down crying, I broke down crying. I went all the way, I went outside, and my mom was right there. And she was like, what's wrong? You're pregnant. And I was like, yeah, and I just started apologizing and everything. Y'all, when I say I broke down crying, like, I broke down crying. So one thing led to another, and my cousin was already in the hospital because of her sickle cell. So I went up there and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna stay up here and I'm gonna visit her or whatever. So I went up there, me and my mom both went up there, and the whole way we talking was like, what are you gonna do? First thing jumped in my mind, y'all, I'm young, I don't need a baby. So most young parents, what they do? Abortion. That was the very first thing that went in my mind. I was like, okay, in 5 months, maybe I can get an abortion. So we was calling abortion clinics. And they were like, yeah, you can get an abortion or whatever. It's gonna be like $7.80. $7.80. No, ma'am, $7.80. $780 to abort a child. And y'all just sat there and cried. I cried and I cried and I cried. My mom was like, well, if this is what you really want to do, we'll find a way to get you an abortion. And y'all, I just sat there and I cried. And I was like, I didn't want to talk about it anymore. So she went back to work, and I sat up there with my cousin. And the whole time I was with my cousin, I was just sitting there thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I was like, thinking in my mind, like, I put myself up in this position. Like, nobody sat there and laid down. The only person who laid down, but this was really basically between me and my son's father. Like, we should have had this conversation. But I really couldn't talk to him because we weren't in a relationship. So, one thing led to another, and I ended up talking to my boyfriend and whatever. He was like, okay, I'll help you raise the baby and everything else. Not the case in the long run. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like, we were sitting there and we were both young. We were like, okay, we're going to have a family. We're going to raise this family. Mom, I'm keeping the baby. We're going to raise this family together and everything else. Y'all, when I tell y'all, relationships are not all they cracked up to be when you're pregnant. Because it's like, y'all both young. How y'all going to provide for this baby? Like, y'all, who's going to be there whenever I get tired to get up and feed the baby and clothe the baby? Who's going to put clothes on the baby? Who's going to pay for diapers and everything else? So one thing led to another, and I was like, okay, well, forget it. He done talked all this good stuff. We going to be together in the long run. Not the case. Y'all, we argue like no tomorrow. We argue, fuss, fought. Like, I cried, and he was angry. He was going through his own problems, his own situations. But I'm not going to put his business out like that. But he was going through his potty training. But he was going through his own things and everything else. And I was like, okay, well, we're not going to do this or whatever. So just forget it. We're going to break up. So when I told my son's father that I was pregnant, keep in mind, we're 7 years apart. I'm 17 and he's like, y'all don't quote me. I'm 17 and he's 24, year turned 25. So I told him, and he immediately blocks me on everything. Everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. He blocks me, doesn't want anything to do with me, but had his places to keep in contact with me and check up on me and everything else. Yeah, when I say I was so heartbroken, because you don't never want to go through a pregnancy or think about having to raise a child on your own at a young age. Like, that's nothing that anybody wants to do. Like, you don't just sit there and think like, okay, well, I have to raise this baby on my own now because he doesn't want to step up and he would always want to be a father to my child. Which, y'all, he already has other kids. Yes, he has other kids. And this is not me just making up stuff. Like, this is me. Like, I know, like, some of y'all be like, I wouldn't tell people that. But this is me, honestly, like, telling y'all what was going on with me. What personally was going on with me. Like, it's not the hide anything or sugarcoat anything. It's like, okay, this is what was going on with me. Like, this is what I was having to deal with. And, one thing led to another. And my little boy was, born March the 7th, 2017. And I was single for one long time, and that was just because, like, I didn't want anybody to talk to me. I have a child now. Like, I can't be playing these kid games anymore or anything else like that. And eventually, March, my little boy was 2 going on 3 months when I met my current boyfriend. And y'all know how y'all got a baby and everything. Y'all be like, who gonna want to talk to me? And I got a baby. Nobody's gonna deal with another baby. Y'all, when I say my boyfriend was so caring. Like, still to this day, like, me and my boyfriend are still together. And he treats my son as he would treat his own. No, he doesn't have any kids. Like, my son is like the first practice run of being a dad or a stepdad, however you want to look at it. It's like, no, my son doesn't know any other male. And we're going to get him to the stage to the point to where it's like, okay, well, this is your dad and this is how everything's going on. Like, him and his him and his biological father they've met, but he was around when my son was 2 weeks old, 3 months old, 5 months old, and that was it. And he came when he was 5 months because he was like, and the only time he really came around was like, oh, I miss you. I miss my son. I want to be a family. I want to do everything else. And me, it's like, okay, I've been raising my son by myself for this long. It's like, okay, I'm with it. I'm with this relationship. Like, I'm going to give it a try. And y'all, when I say time after time after time, like trials and trials and trials. And all I can say is, if he's not there for you, like if he's not there for his child, and he only, like, every time he got to talk to you, it's about you seeing you, leave him alone. You're better off raising that baby by yourself. And if you have a son, like, my goal is to raise my son as a man I want. Like, I want to raise my son to be a respectful young man. I want to raise my son to never walk away from responsibilities. I don't care your age. Most people were like, oh, you're not going to graduate. You're not going to graduate high school. You're going to drop out. You're going to be like every other parent. Y'all, let me tell y'all, I have a degree. I'm going to college. At the end of the day, I don't care. I tell everybody, and my friends and anybody who's close to me can tell you, I say the same thing. I don't care if I'm down to my last. My son would never want or need for nothing. Like, I refuse to feel bad. Like, you know, like, I don't want to feel like, oh, well, you go without because I'm young. And I'm saying, I don't want that to come out my mouth. Like, I feel like I have to strive and do better for my son. Like, when it comes down to it, I have the best boyfriend. Most of y'all will hear me refer to him as my fiance and my husband. And it's because, yes, we're in the process of working on getting married. But we're not rushing anything. But yeah, like, you'll hear me refer to him as my husband or my fiance. But my boyfriend is, like, really, like, a blessing because he, like, as y'all know, like, a man or a woman doesn't have to sit there and deal with you if you have, like, it's not their responsibility to be there for that child. I mean, if y'all are together, yes, they like, you're a step parent. Like, most people won't accept that. Most people don't want to deal with it. But my boyfriend in this case, like, he was, okay, that's fine. I'm with you, and I have to, in order to show you that I love you and that I want to be with you, I also have to be with him, and I also have to love him. Like, my boyfriend was very open-minded. Like, he didn't have, like, a problem to where, like, oh, no, I'm not gonna keep dealing with it. No, he wasn't like that. Like, we've been together. My son is now 1, and me and my boyfriend made a year, June the 2nd. And, like, when I say, like, everything is great, like, they play, they fuss at each other, and it's, like, so funny, because my boyfriend tell him to stop or do something, and he'll sit there and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then, but as soon as, like, he breaks down crying, he's running to me and my boyfriend. Like, it's like a parent instinct, like, that's who he thinks he's, like, his parent, which is his parent. May not be by blood, but that's his parent. Like, that's the person that he knows has raised him. Like, that's that male figure in his life, besides my brothers and my stepdad. And, like, all I can say is, like, honestly, I don't regret nothing that I've done. Like, I don't regret having him at a young age. Like, he's my motivation. Like, I don't regret having him at a young age. I don't regret being a teen mom. I don't regret the things that, like, some of the things in my past I do regret. But as far as it involving him or dealing with him, I don't regret anything. Like, I love my little boy to death. Yes, he gets on my nerves. Yes, he does the most. Oh my gosh, y'all, like, he does the most. And my next YouTube video will probably be a video with him. It'll probably be a video involving, like, his, like, the process and my labor. And it'd be like a labor story mixed in with the update of how he's doing now, and like his, like, our journey together, and me being a mom and us dealing with it together. Like, it's really gonna be like a whole bunch of chaos. So that was my story time regarding how I found out I was pregnant. You guys stay tuned, and if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. I do respond to comments. Any comment, I do respond to comments. I will get back with you within 24. I'm not even going to say within 24 hours. If you comment now, I probably will see it right after I edit this video. But once again, like, comment, subscribe, refer me to your friends, show your friends the video, get them to like, comment, and subscribe. And on that note, you guys have a great day.